Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I heard you say about 12 characters of the dog that the Awliya and Anbiya have. What are these? And is it not disrespectful to say that they take characters from dog? Please can you explain further?
Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. These are the words of Awliya Allah. These are the words of the saints and the friends, the close ones to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These very close ones that in an open hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, Prophet is saying on the judgment day, there will be prophets who look at certain men and they're going to feel envy from them because of their closeness to Allah. But these ones who are close to Allah, they are not prophets. So now the special rank of the Awliya Allah, especially the Awliya Allah of this ummah, of the Prophet's nation, ﷺ, is the highest rank. We're not saying the Awliya, they are higher than prophets. Now, no. We're not saying that. We're not going to enter into that. But when the Awliya Allah, they say certain things, then we should sit up and we should listen. They may use certain words that is very unusual. They may use certain phrases that are very unusual. They may use certain symbols that are very unusual. And people who are intelligent, they're going to pick it up right away. People that their characteristic is evilish or ego, then they're going to say, no, how can this be? It is confusing. Why are they using these kinds of words? I understand your question. It is a very good question. Now, the dog, it is a very noble creature. Awliya Allah, through the Arif, those ones who have achieved knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they have achieved certain level of marifat, they are saying that the leftover clay that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded to be formed into the shape of Adam alayhi salam, the leftover was made into a dog. Yeah? And the closeness now is there. I mean, there are other things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also commanded to make. For example, the date tree. There was also a leftover, which is why the date tree, it is very holy and is very precious. We are forbidden, for example, to burn the date trees. But the dog has also been touched by evil, and has been touched by shaitan. And the dog in the past has done certain things that puts it in a lower station. So now it has both, a high station and a lower station. The dog was the one that protected Adam alayhi salam. When Adam alayhi salam was sent to this earth in the time of tahajjud, in the time of fajr, time when everything was complete darkness. Tahajjud is the time when there's complete darkness before the first light, the false dawn that they call it, enters, complete darkness. And he came, and all the animals and everything in creation, the whole world was against him, because shaitan came down before that and made fitna and told the whole world, Allah is going to send a creature that is going to destroy you, that is going to make you to become his slave, that is going to abuse you, to be a tyrant to you. So Adam alayhi salam came, and it was complete darkness, and all these wild animals, they were threatening to attack him. This is real. Imagine that you are in that situation now. And all the animals were coming, including the dog now. And Jibreel alayhi salam came to Adam alayhi salam, giving him a cane from paradise to protect him both physically and spiritually. And that same cane was then passed from prophet to prophet, and it ended with Musa alayhi salam, who used the same cane that he performed the miracles. And that cane is still being passed, and that cane is being kept somewhere safe and secret. For the time of Mahdi alayhi salam, when he appears, that cane will also be used by Mahdi alayhi salam and his army to fight against Dajjal. So everything has an origin, everything has a link, and everything has a use. The cane was there. Adam alayhi salam took that cane from paradise. The cane does not look too unusual because it is for those ones who have vision and whose hearts are open, and they will see. Those ones who are just judging it with their physical eyes, they're going to look at it's just a piece of wood. It's nothing special in that. And Jibreel alayhi salam said, that dog now in front of you, Ya Adam, reach out your hand and pat its head. The dog was barking. Adam alayhi salam reached out, patted his head, and immediately the dog, instead of barking, he started making nice sounds, looking at the Adam alayhi salam. Then he turns around and started barking at all the other animals, protecting Adam alayhi salam. So the dog, it has a very noble beginning. It's a long story. Then certain things happened. Also, the dog, when it's entering into the ship of Nuh alayhi salam, and the Shaitan enters them through the donkey, and the dog is also involved, and the dog did certain things on the ship of Nuh alayhi salam where it shouldn't be. So certain things are it tainted its character. But the awliya Allah, they understand the secrets of the universe. They understand the secrets of the creatures of Allah that Allah has created, and it's pulling out these different secrets and understanding that these secrets, if man can have, the man will move quickly to become a beloved one to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're talking about the dog and the donkey. The dog in Islam is not too clean. The donkey, it was touched by Shaitan. It has the most beautiful voice. Then it saw Shaitan and it got really scared, and the voice changed from beauty to something really ugly. But the donkey, it makes zikr as all the animals and everything in creation makes the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The donkey makes the lowest number of zikr, but what the number of zikr that the donkey does, so many people, they don't make that number of zikr. The donkey says Allah 30,000 times in a day. 30,000 times. Say it to me now. Who makes 30,000 times remembering the zikr of Allah? And it is the lowest animal that makes the lowest number of zikr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, what are these characteristics of the dog? We used to have it here. We're going to put it up here too. What are the 12 characteristics of the dog? Now, these characteristics of the dogs, awliya and prophets they have. And this is a reality of what the dog has. The dog, it is obedient. Dogs are loyal. Dogs are zahid, zuhd. They have very simple lifestyle. If they're sleeping somewhere and someone throws a stone at them, they don't fight. They get up, they go somewhere else, and they sit and they sleep. There's so many different characteristics, and if man has these characteristics, meaning man, he thinks about nature, and he thinks about what Allah has created, and he thinks about the secrets of what Allah has created, and he learns and he takes from it, it is enough to move him to higher stations to become better servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. not with books, not with Googling. This is through thinking and watching and understanding. Because now the signs and the ayats of Allah, it is everywhere. Inshallah Rahman. May we have those positive characteristics. Because everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, it is not in vain. It is not useless. It is not without any reason. If you say, why Allah create this creature has no reason, you have already at that time made a hidden shirk, partnership to Allah. Shirk is not just to say there is another. Shirk is to say Allah is not one, He's not perfect, there is a fault in Him, and I think better. When you say you think better than Allah, you're putting yourself as a partner to Allah, isn't it? So, inshallah Rahman, may we take those characteristics and put it in our lives. May we be the kitmir to our Shaykh. As the dog kitmir that was with the Sahib-ul, the companions of the cave, the dog that was with those young people who escaped from tyranny, escaped from atheism, escaped from secularism, escaped from dunya, to hide in the cave, to worship their Lord, and Allah make them to sleep for over 100 years. And that dog is mentioned in the Quran, and that is the dog that is going to enter into paradise. Inshallah. May we be like that to the beloved ones of Allah, to our Shaykh and to our Grand Shaykh. Assalamu alaikum.